What started it all? What made me want to become so disciplined? What made me become and obsessed with doing what I should be doing? I got tired of losing, honestly. I remember sitting one day and there was habits that I couldn't break and things I couldn't get around. And I kept blaming God. I kept blaming my parents. I kept blaming everybody else. And one day I realized, half of this stuff is your fault. Like you're not disciplined enough. Like you're letting the day go by, you're letting life go by, and you're making so much excuses and you're blaming everybody else for things that you honestly could be doing, Drew. And that set the fire. That's when I started realizing that, hey, I may have to get up a little earlier. I may have to go to bed a little later, right? And I'm not saying that's a perfect equation or solution, but for me, I realized I cannot go further if I'm not willing to put in more work than I wasn't. So I started doing things like waking up at that time, like 5 a.m., right? Right now I'm recording this, it's 4:30 a.m. I've already showered, prayed, did a little bit of studying. 5 a.m. And it was hard at first. And I realized if I'm going to actually become a disciplined person, I got to do some things that don't feel well. I have to do some things that are not comfortable and be okay with that. So what I started doing was I would wake up at 5, and every time I woke up at 5, I would put an X on the calendar. That's a small win. And I would keep doing that to after a while. It was so much a habit of mine that I realized if I could turn this into a habit, I can make a lot of other things that are hard. I can turn those into habits and that just be how I live life. So I started studying every day, started praying every day, I started doing things, giving every day. And that's when life started to change. Now my goal is to become disciplined in other areas, emotional areas, more spiritual areas. Same thing with fitness. I was 140 when I started, and I realized I'm going to keep being small unless I start doing something to get bigger. So what I started doing was working out. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. Shout outs to my man Greg Coleman, my man CJ, RIP Kev, and my man Jamal, who gave me guidance, who gave me wisdom on what to do. And CJ, one of my closest friends, told me, I need you to start working out with me because I'm holding you back because you're stronger and you want to be stronger and I'm holding you back. And he released me and it happened. So you honestly got to get tired of losing. Losing cannot feel good to you in order for you to become a disciplined person. Everyone's going to tell you something different and I'm okay with that. This is just my idea, my perspective on it. Once you get tired of losing, you'll realize you can win if you're willing to make the decisions to win. You have to do some things differently. You have to do some things that are uncomfortable. You have to go meet with some different people. You have to sometimes cut off people. These are uncomfortable things, but these are things that would absolutely change your life. So my question to you is not how bad do you want it? How tired are you from losing? How tired are you from losing? Do you hate it enough or are you comfortable losing? And until you become uncomfortable losing, you won't start winning. And that's your decision and that's in your power. So my word for you today is stop losing. Go win. You're a winner. You're supposed to be winning. You're destined to win. You are designed to win. When I realized that people who were winning were doing just some small things that I wasn't doing, I said to myself, I can do it. When I realized they weren't successful just because they had a handout and just because they had a big bank account. Yes, those things are cool too, but that wasn't the main reason. They were doing things that I wasn't doing. I've never been a video gamer or gamer, so that wasn't my thing. But I realized how they spent time was different. They wanted to delegate things so that they can spend time doing things differently. And when they were working, they were working. They weren't scrolling on Instagram or Facebook. Nothing's wrong with that. But they were working. When they were resting. And I said to myself, start studying successful people. Jim Rohn, um, Les Brown, the late Bob Proctor. Study people who are good at things. Study them relentlessly and you'll realize that it's all in some small things that they do consistently. Go win, guys. That's the message for today. Go win.